The Tale of Gulden-Draak, Prologue, Part 3, Torgund. The first man to discover the Golden Dragon was the hunter Torgund. Out tracking a herd of reindeer on the ridgeline, he found the deep serpentine imprints the dragon left upon his second landing, followed by 4 predator-shaped tracks, too small for being so heavy-set. Patches of fur and the discarded tail of a squirrel lay close by. He took a few moments, discerning the direction the track's belly and tail made, when all of a sudden, out of the corner of his eye, he caught the sparkling of a golden scale. Pushing aside the obscuring nettles, he discovered 2 equally shaped emeralds alongside. Intrigued by the imprints, too small for the creature's weight, and even more intrigued by these treasures, Torgund tracked the predator for 2 days, only to be further perplexed by the sudden disappearance of the tracks again. As Torgund took a moment to gaze across the vista of trees and hills, it occurred to him how miraculously stunning it all seemed, like something impossible to be explained, yet is. Continuing to give of itself without reason, sheer gratitude swelled in his heart. Suddenly, like a lightning strike to the eye, he caught a glint of sunlight off the dragon's back as it emerged from a dark cloud overhead. Before long, he could just make sense of the creature coming straight for him. With no time, Torgund dove out of the way and tumbled downhill. The golden dragon pulled up just in time, shrieking in confusion at the strange creature with the instinct to look up. Torgund reopened his eyes to behold the creature flapping furiously to regain altitude over the meadow at the bottom of the ridge. Torgund's fear melted into awe, and a new kind of reverence filled his heart. Reaching into his pocket, he re-examined the golden scale and emeralds. He grew in his belief, making himself sure they belonged to the beast. Suddenly, the deep imprint of the dragon's body and the bits of squirrel made sense. The beast was hunting like an overweight falcon, if such a thing could exist, and had nearly hunted him. Torgund reached up and felt the breath in his throat uneasily. He looked back down in his other hand. Even more excited than the fear for his life was the lust for gold that washed over and tickled his every nerve like a warm bath. Torgund clenched the scale and emeralds tight as he resolved to stay out longer and track the beast for more of its treasure. Olga will be pleased when I bring her back golden jewels, he told himself. Perhaps I will lose track of it soon enough. Who heard of such a mysterious creature? However, the beast seemed to stick to a range small enough for Torgund to track by sight. It quickly progressed into a bright spring with only sparse lumps of cloud. Just a flicker of gold in the sky would indicate to Torgund which ridge to hike, doing light hunting and fishing for his own food along the way. Every 2 or 3 days the dragon would descend, most often to feast on another unsuspecting rodent. Half the time, Torgund would find a gold scale or 2 of various sizes, occasionally another arrowhead-shaped jewel as well. After 2 weeks, fear of his wife finally caught back up to him. I now have 6 scales, 3 emeralds, and 1 ruby. If I do not return now, Olga will send the other villagers out looking for my body. I have enough to impress her now, truly, and I do not wish to share the news of the dragon with other men, lest I must compete for its treasure. He surprised himself, saying out loud. Torgund still had a day and a half's journey back to his farming village. While his heart steadily pinged at having to leave his golden opportunity, overbearing fear of his secret becoming widely known loomed greater, hurrying his every step back to his wife.